Once upon a time, in the heart of Igbo land, there was an old herbalist named Nkem. He was known throughout the villages for his profound knowledge of herbs and healing. Nkem lived in a small hut on the outskirts of the village of Amagu, surrounded by a lush garden filled with plants of every kind. Amagu was ruled by King Obiora, a once vibrant and just ruler who had recently fallen into deep sorrow. The king's only daughter, Princess Adaeze, had been struck by a mysterious illness that no one in the kingdom could cure. The royal physicians tried every remedy known to them, but Princess Adaeze's condition only worsened. The entire kingdom was enveloped in a pall of sadness, as the people loved their princess dearly. Desperate and with no other options, King Obiora sent for the old herbalist. Nkem, with his humble and wise demeanor, arrived at the palace. He examined the princess and then retreated to his thoughts, contemplating the best course of action. After a long silence, he spoke. "Your Majesty, the illness that afflicts Princess Adaeze is rare and potent. It is a curse brought upon by the spirit of a wronged ancestor. To cure her, we must perform an ancient ritual and use a combination of rare herbs that grow in the deepest parts of the forest." King Obiora, willing to do anything to save his daughter, gave Nkem his blessing to proceed. Nkem set out immediately, journeying into the dense forest. He faced many challenges, from treacherous terrain to wild animals, but his determination never wavered. After several days, he gathered all the necessary herbs and returned to the palace. Nkem prepared a concoction from the herbs, and with the king and his court watching anxiously, he administered it to Princess Adaeze. As he did so, he chanted ancient incantations, calling upon the ancestors for their mercy and intervention. The room was filled with a palpable tension as everyone held their breath. Hours passed, and slowly but surely, Princess Adaeze began to stir. Her eyes fluttered open, and a healthy glow returned to her cheeks. The court erupted in joyous celebration. King Obiora, tears streaming down his face, embraced Nkem, thanking him profusely. Word of the miraculous healing spread quickly throughout the kingdom. The people of Amagu, who had been living in a state of sorrow, found new hope and happiness. They celebrated the return of their beloved princess with feasts and dances, and the land was filled with laughter and song once more. King Obiora, in gratitude, bestowed upon Nkem the title of Chief Herbalist of Amagu, and a special place was reserved for him in the royal court. Nkem, however, chose to remain in his humble hut, continuing to serve his people with his wisdom and herbs. From that day on, the bond between the old herbalist and the king grew stronger, and their combined efforts ensured that the Kingdom of Amagu remained a place of health, happiness, and prosperity. The story of Nkem and his miraculous cure was passed down through generations, a testament to the power of wisdom, courage, and the enduring spirit of the Igbo people. Amagu flourished under the reign of King Obiora, with Chief Herbalist Nkem by his side. Their bond became a symbol of unity and strength, inspiring the people to work together for the common good. One day, a severe drought struck the land. The rivers dried up, crops withered, and the people faced the threat of famine. Despite their best efforts, the villagers couldn't find a solution. The king called upon Nkem, hoping his wisdom could once again save the kingdom. Nkem, now older and even wiser, meditated for several days in his hut. He consulted ancient texts and communed with the spirits of the ancestors. Finally, he emerged with a plan. "Your Majesty," Nkem said, "we must perform the ritual of rain. This ancient ceremony requires the unity of the entire kingdom and the blessings of the ancestors. It will invoke the spirit of Allah, the earth goddess, to bring forth rain." King Obiora agreed, and preparations for the ritual began. The villagers gathered materials, built altars, and prepared offerings. On the day of the ritual, The entire kingdom assembled at the sacred grove, a place of great spiritual significance. Nkem, adorned in ceremonial garb, led the ritual. He sang ancient chants, burned sacred herbs, and offered sacrifices to the earth goddess. The people joined in, their voices rising in a powerful chorus that echoed through the grove. As the ceremony reached its climax, dark clouds began to gather in the sky. Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed. The people watched in awe as the heavens opened and rain poured down in torrents, drenching the parched land. The drought was over, the rivers swelled, the crops revived, and the people rejoiced. King Obiora declared a week of celebration, and the Kingdom of Amagu once again thrived. Nkem's reputation as a wise and powerful herbalist grew even more. People from neighboring kingdoms sought his counsel, and he shared his knowledge freely, always emphasizing the importance of harmony with nature and respect for the ancestors. Years turned into decades, and Nkem grew old and frail. One day, he called for King Obiora, now an elderly man himself. The two friends sat together, reminiscing about their many adventures and the challenges they had overcome. "Your Majesty," Nkem said, his voice weak but filled with wisdom, "my time in this world is drawing to a close. I have one final request. Continue to lead our people with wisdom and compassion, and always remember the power of unity and respect for our traditions." King Obiora, with tears in his eyes, promised to honor Nkem's legacy. The old herbalist passed away peacefully that night, leaving behind a kingdom forever changed by his wisdom and courage. In honor of Nkem, King Obiora established a school of herbal medicine in Amagu, ensuring that future generations would benefit from the ancient knowledge he had preserved. The school became renowned throughout the land, attracting students from far and wide. The story of Nkem and King Obiora became a cherished legend, a reminder of the strength that comes from unity, respect for tradition, and the wisdom of the elders. The Kingdom of Amagu continued to prosper, guided by the enduring spirit of the old herbalist and the king who had turned sorrow into happiness.